I've been thinking a lot about the last few months of my life where I feel like I'm poster child for midlife crisis, where I left my job, I left grad school, I left the Mormon faith that I was raised in, and my husband and I decided to get a divorce. And I moved out of my house and into my friend's basement until I can find a job and I can get into a better place. As I've been thinking about all of this, I'm doing surprisingly well, all things considered. I've had a lot of mental health challenges growing up. I had depression for as long as I can remember. And I feel like I'm in a really good place. And I think one of the reasons for that is because I've made community one of my top priorities as I've made this change in my life. A week and a half after I decided to leave the LDS church, and just a few days after my husband and I decided to divorce, I turned 45. My birthday gift to myself was to be authentic to my friends and family. So on my 45th birthday, I made a Facebook post where I said, hey everyone, this is my life and this is who I am. I wanted to make sure that people didn't ask me about my life in Seattle or my preparations to move there, because that was the plan at the time. I didn't want everybody to ask me about that and me to say, well, no, I'm not moving to Seattle after all. And, oh, we're getting a divorce. And I left the church. That's why I'm wearing shorts that aren't covering garments, that sort of thing. So I just did this post to put it all out there. The response was remarkable. I got so many wonderful friends and family who reached out that were members of the church and not members of the church, who said, hey, I'm here. I got your back. I'm your friend. I love you no matter what. The friend I'm staying with now, who I'd only been Facebook friends with for a while, reached out and said, I've got a basement apartment you can stay in. It's not true for everyone. There are a few people that have told me how disappointed they are in my choices. There are some people that really don't want to provide me with their support, and that's okay. That's where they are in their life right now. And I'm not relying on them. I've thought a lot about an experiment that I read about a while ago called Rat Park. There were some researchers that were doing a study on rats, and they would put a rat in a cage, and in the cage they had 2 bottles of water. There was one that was pure water and one that was drugged. And the isolated rats would invariably drink the drugged water until they died. Then the researchers put rats in what they called a rat park. They gave the rats plenty to do, tunnels, lots of food, and most importantly, other rats to help them survive. Because rats are social creatures, they could socialize with one another. Even though they had the same bottles of water, one pure and one drugged, they avoided the drugged water. They didn't need it. They had each other. Some researchers argue the point that just like rats, humans can thrive when they are in a community. So I just wanted to thank each one of you for being a part of my rat park. It's making a very big difference in my life.